Oh, hi. Today I'm going to show a music system for a slot machine. Again, something called a credit rackup. Basically an excuse to show music that I've written and then show some FMOD stuff. So a common scenario in casino gaming is having a rackup sound happen simultaneously with the music. If I go to my Miro board here. So basically I'm taking a chunk out of like an overall system. So basically we're just having a feature loop that plays concurrently with this credit roll-up layer that gets triggered in FMOD by a parameter switch, and the parameter switch is triggered by an event. The reason we do this is so that when the credit roll-up ends, you have a little stinger finisher button kind of sound effect thing, the roll-up ending sound effect, that takes you back to the loop. Now the arrows aren't really representative of what's happening because like we're not really leaving the feature loop. We're just adding a roll-up sound on top of it while it continues to play. That's why it's concurrent. So basically, here's my music. Here's Reaper. Here's my Reaper session. All the red stuff is percussion. We got rhythm section kind of stuff here. Bass is in orange. And then we have a bunch of traditional Chinese instruments. Yeah, and it sounds like this. Cool, so that's the whole tune, that's the whole loop. On top of that, we have this credit rackup, which basically is like a rising kind of like, you're winning money sound. By itself, sounds like this. The harmony of this particular tune is pretty simple, so all of this is just pentatonics going up, and so it works over the entire thing. But if you had like a more complicated harmony, you could have it follow the harmony more closely, but this just happens to work just with pentatonics. Basically, all that's happening is you're unmuting and muting the credit rackup, but when the mute happens, we want there to be a little stinger kind of thing. So that's why we have this guy that'll play when it goes muted again. So I'll show all of this in FMOD. Here it is. We have our feature loop and our credit rackup. So if I turn this up, manually. We have CR bool, which is our parameter that turns the credit rack on and off. So if I went in and changed this to 1, and then back, sure, that works. But we want that little stinger sound, so that's why we have these two events. So we have CR start, and it's literally just an event that if you hit play, it changes the parameter that we were just changing manually. That's all it does. It changes it from 0 to 1. So if we go, and I'll navigate using the tabs here. If we go here and hit start, now we have CR stop, and you'll notice it's identical except for the fact there's also the stinger. By playing this event, we are saying do two things: switch this parameter to 0 and at the same time play this little stinger. The reason we're doing this is because the rackup sound can last a variable amount of time. We'll go feature loop, and I'll just sort of display this in practice. So it'll be feature loop. I'll go back to this one. CR start and stop. Start. All right, goodbye.